So Alice doesn't get mad at me. We are recording. All right, I'm going to turn it over to a young lady in Greeley, Colorado that we all know and love, Dani Goeden. Please take it away.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Welcome to our Success Partners 2.0 Zoom. We have a very special edition Zoom for you tonight. I do apologize. I have a little bit of background noise. Kids and dogs, as usual. But I just wanted to go over, we had an amazing convention about a week ago, and I know a lot of us are still
11 a.m.
Oh, we got some mute. There we go. Thank you. We have some amazing announcements that came out, and I know some of us are still processing all of those announcements, including myself. So Leigh and I wanted to get together and do like kind of a Q&A on what is going on. Sorry, I got a little distracted there with the background noise. This is live, people. This is real. Gotta love it. But anyway, I wanted to share a story before I jump over to Leigh real quick. As you know, Trend Micro is something that we just inherited, or not really inherited, but incorporated with our company. And I don't know how many of you know that I have a background in the Geek Squad. Like that was my retail job that I had for 4 years, as I worked in the Geek Squad. And one of the companies that Geek Squad always recommended for antivirus, anti-malware was Webroot and Trend Micro. When people brought me at the Geek Squad a McAfee CD, I would grab it and I said, we're just going to pretend you didn't see that, because that is a really bad program. It is a virus on your computer, and I'm going to give you this one instead. And that was usually Webroot or Trend Micro. So I want you guys to understand how powerful it is that we have partnered with Trend Micro. And I know, Leigh, you have a story as well about Trend Micro. Leigh?
Well, Dani and I were talking about it, and I shared with her that in one of my networking groups, we have a fellow that's his area of specialization. His work is computers, setting them up for companies and organizations. And the only thing he recommends is Trend Micro. So he is an LegalShield client. When he found out that we are now offering that, we're talking about getting him upgraded. And he was really thrilled that we also are offering the VPN. And for those of you that are going, what are we talking about? So you guys know that you need virus protection, malware protection, ransomware protection. That's what Trend Micro does. It helps filter out the bad actors, and they update it regularly and look for all those viruses and all of the tech stuff that I don't want to understand and don't understand, and they have my back. So when he found out about that, he got super excited. And the VPN helps protect your connection. So when you're waiting on somebody to do a one-to-one and you're at the coffee shop or at Panera or wherever you are, by connecting to the VPN, it makes it a more secure connection. And I don't know about you guys, but I could never figure out which password manager to use. I know some of you have been dedicated to a particular password manager, but by adding this, what I'm sharing with all of my clients and all of my networking groups is these three things make us a one-stop shop for your personal cybersecurity protection. A one-stop shop for your personal cybersecurity protection. And it piques people's interest because they keep hearing about all the cybersecurity issues. And I've been able to have some great conversations with members who need to upgrade and are interested in upgrading, and folks that are not LegalShield clients yet. And Dani, that's something that we need to talk about is upgrading.
Yeah, so, you guys can all upgrade. I don't know if you know how to upgrade your own membership. So if you don't, the easiest way is to go into lsengage.com, click on resources, and then it says US upgrade your personal membership. You have to have been an associate for at least 6 months to do this, but you can do that and right from there, and then follow the prompts. It'll guide you through the whole thing. I know Annette has already gotten her email for her LegalShield. I haven't gotten my email yet for my LegalShield upgrade, but I am looking forward to it. I'm really excited to be testing out this Trend Micro. on the version that we have. I want to know how well it compared it is to the actual Trend Micro version. I'm sure it's exactly the same, so I'm super excited. And getting to know a lot of these features is all about just getting your hands dirty, and just learning them and digging in and having it yourself. Now, if you're not familiar with VPN and Trend Micro, well, guess what? The company put out 9 videos that I did post this on the Team Ascent page on what Trend Micro is, what a VPN is, and how to use it. And you, again, can find that in LS Engage under the training section of LS Engage. And you just click Trend Micro, and there are 9 new videos on there for you. Leigh? Oh, you're muted, Leigh.
One would think that after almost 2 years of being on Zoom, I would remember to unmute. All right. So what we were talking about earlier too is that, Dani, I know you and your significant other have been in the credit counseling business for a while. And when we upgrade to the new plan, both on LegalShield and IDShield, we have the credit counseling option. And what I've been sharing in my groups and with my clients is, especially if you've got young adults or teenagers that are just starting out, this is a great way to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row and for them to learn what they can do and what they need to do to protect their credit. But I'd love to get your feedback, Dani, on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're loving what we're seeing for our clients. Not only, the IDShield advisors are going to give, advice on consolidating your debt, or whether you should even consolidate your debt, or how to kind of do that snowball effect. They're going to help you understand what your credit report means, what's on it, how you read it, everything like that. What does it mean if you open a new credit card? What does that mean for your score? Things like that. So they're really going to jump in there and start talking about and helping you. And what's really nice is for your young ones is they can have a consultation with the IDShield advisors and learn, hey, I'm about to turn 18. What are some of my best practices for moving forward out of my family's income and into my own income, right? And owning my own credit score so that I can maybe buy a house or buy a car, whatever it is that they want to do at some point. So there's going to be some great aspects there. And then of course, we're really excited that the attorneys are also going to be getting involved. So you do have to have both plans to take advantage of this. But once you get your credit report, the attorneys can help dispute any errors on your report. Now, again, I don't know how far they're going to take that right now. So Tim and I are definitely going to get in and we're going to call the attorneys and we're going to ask them exactly, how far these errors are you going to go? And how many letters are you willing to write, things like that, to dispute an item on my credit report. So we're definitely going to dive in. It's definitely a new area. But I'm just super excited because I really think this is going to take a lot of weight off of not only our shoulders, but it's going to take a weight off of a lot of parents' shoulders, a lot of people's shoulders that have been wondering how they're going to deal with debt. And they just can't afford some of these programs that are out there. Like a Lexington Law, you have to pay like $100 a month per person to get the kind of counseling that we are getting with LegalShield and IDShield for an entire family for $65 a month. Like, think about that, guys. Like, that is powerful.
Well, and Dani, so just to clarify and make sure that everybody's clear on this, you do have to have both plans and they both have to be the upgraded versions in order
Correct.
to get that, that credit counseling as part of that. And that upgraded plan also includes something that's been available in the group B2B marketplace, and that is for the 18 to 26-year-olds. They're not doing the monitoring, but they are doing consultation on the new plan as well. So that's something to keep in mind there. Dani, with the new plan, there's a little bit of an increase in the price point. We've added $5 to each of those plans. Have you gotten any pushback? How have you dealt with that? Have you had any issues at all?
I honestly haven't had any pushback, and here's why, you guys. We have the most powerful service out there. We provide so much value already. And if you believe in what we have and you talk with experience and conviction of what we have, they're going to buy it as well. John Hoffman actually in the breakout had this exact question posed to him. And he had talked about, if your people are buying products for auto ship at $250 and $300 a month, we're asking for your quote unquote auto ship of $65 a month. And you have way more access to bettering your lifestyle. That's huge, guys. Like, think about that. So stop thinking about the money and start thinking about what we are offering them. We are really offering a solution, because honestly, if people see the value, the money is no cost to them. That's not the word I was looking for, but I know you know what I'm talking about.
Well, we're a value add, and it's important that we all upgrade so we know what we have, how it works, how to go through the upgrade. And I know, one thing that I've learned is, you guys know, this is not my first rodeo. I've been around the sun a few times, and I've been with several corporate organizations and nonprofits. And one thing I've learned is there's always some glitches at the beginning. And so it's important that we know what the process is and how it works, and that we go through it ourselves so that we can share. When our members have an issue, we know exactly what we need to do. And Brenda said it's a $65 investment in their peace of mind. And that is really true. Thank you, Brenda. That's a great point. And one thing that I shared with Dani, I had an awesome experience. We hear, it stuck in my mind from when I've heard Melissa Wilder speak, and because she's talking about the small business plans especially, but on all of it, she says, don't be afraid of the price point. And I sat down with a business owner, has multiple businesses. She has children. Her husband has a lead foot. They have all kinds of needs. And she didn't bat an eye at the small business plus the trial defense plan, because she's dealing with people's children, as well as the personal plan for she and her family. And she didn't even bat an eye. She's like, we've got this. Let's start right now. So don't be afraid of the price point. Don't be afraid of the premium cost. And it is a value add, like Brenda said. All right. The other thing about pricing that we wanted to mention is to make sure that everybody knows that we've got, in honor of our 50th anniversary, we've got the $50 business builder bundle going right now. So if somebody, now remember, this is a new person that is buying both upgraded plans, then to become an associate is just $50 through the end of the month. And Dani, I think the only other thing that we wanted to make sure everybody was completely aware of, how many new associates have you guys added since the first?
Have we added since the first?
Yeah.
3 personally.
Okay, and so those count double.
Yes.
And we've got until the 15th for that premium and those associates to count double towards our opportunity to get to Maui. So just a reminder to everybody that we've got another week. All that activity that you did, if any of that didn't come to fruition last week, you've got another 5 days to encourage those folks to come on board and protect and empower their families. And Dani, I think that covered everything that we had chatted about. We wanted to open it up for Q&A so that folks could ask questions if there were things in particular that.
Yeah. I actually want to add one more thing. Just as a reminder, we do have 10 days left as well for any of the fast start reboots. I mean, so anybody that came on board in 2021, January 1st, 2021 till now, got the fast start reboot. That is super powerful. So they have 10 days left. I know I have several people on my team that are super excited about that and being able to get that $1,000 bonus that is on the table. And that $1,000 bonus is on the table for any new associate. So, and then yes, John, register for OKC. That is so important. It's $50 right now. A $50 investment, guys. That is, convention is worth way more than $50. I can't even tell you like how much convention is worth. I mean,
everybody that
I've never
talked to, Dani has, and you've told us, You know, the more people that you have at the big events, the bigger your team, the more successful you'll be, right?
Absolutely.
You know, they've paved the way for us, guys. Now's the time. You know, we talk about, is the time right? Now is the time. We've got all our ducks in a row. Everything's in place for all of us to kick it up and achieve the kind of goals that we keep saying we want to achieve. So let's
Absolutely.
talk about, Dani, was there anything else you needed to add or wanted to add? No?
No, let's go ahead and open up the room for anybody that has questions on, you know, the new compensation, the what's going on, the different price change, and anything that you kind of that's related to what was released at convention, preferably. So
Hey,
we'd
John
like to-
Drennan here. I want to add one thing to the promotion for OKC. I can't not add this because, yes, it's true. Big decisions happen at big events. Yes, it's true. All the top earners will be there. Yes, we know the importance of it. However, we got to ratchet it up on this one. This will be the most important event in LegalShield's 50-year history because it will mark the 50 years, and they're gonna pull out all the stops. It's going to be amazing. Those who have been around for a while, and I'm looking at some of you on the screen, you know, it's going to be some walk down memory lane, but a lot of you didn't have a chance to meet Harlan Stonecipher, didn't see Dave Savola train, or didn't hear talks that were given years ago. You weren't around when they broke ground for our new building. There's just so much that's going to happen, and it's back in Oklahoma City. So you want to treat this event like there is no option for staying home. You know, and obviously there will be those things out there in life that will keep some people from staying home. But apart from that, start planning it now. Get registered. Start planning whatever you need to plan. Travel, where you're going to stay, childcare, all those things, working it out with your employee, and then start promoting it to every single person that's part of your organization. So wanted to add that. So back to you guys for people's questions.
Well, and I just wanted to say, you know, if you've got a question about something we've talked about, please don't hesitate. We know that there's some folks that because they've got a regular 9 to 5, they can't be as plugged in as maybe they want to be. Life gets in the way. Maybe you haven't had a chance to follow up with all of this and really get inside of it. So now's your opportunity to ask. And if we don't know, we have people on here who know. So we know the people who know the answers if we don't. I think Bridget's got her hand up, Dani.
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead,
I
Bridget.
do. And will you two state the site again? I was just running to go get my notebook and I didn't catch the one that you said that you worked with a friend from your last employer, I mean, Dani. What site was that?
Oh, it wasn't a website. It was just, it's Trend Micro is the
Trend.
company that we have partnered with on ID Shield.
Okay,
And Trend Micro is one of the antivirus, anti-malware that we as Geek Squad agents at Best Buy promoted. And literally if we saw anybody walking around with McAfee, we would take it from them and hide it and say, take this instead. So, you know,
awesome.
that's because that's how bad McAfee is compared to Trend Micro.
Thank you.
Sure. Brenda. Brenda, I think you have your hand up.
Yes, I'm like Leigh. I was muted because Mr. Drendan's trained me so well. I just like to say after 11 years in the business, I am just now reading Harlan Stonecipher's book. So I would highly recommend everybody read this before they even get to OKC, because it will definitely change your posture. It'll change your posture, you know, and blessing these families with our investment of the ID Shield, LegalShield. And my question is, devices like our new enhancements protect our devices. What devices in our home?
Yeah, that is a great question. So devices are going to be like computers, so desktops, laptops, iPads, Android tablets, things like that, and then your cell phones. So you will be able to download the app version on what, if it's a tablet or your phone, and then download the actual version on your computer. And I believe that it covers 15 devices.
Great.
So that is, I mean, in a family of 5, that's 3 devices per person.
Okay.
So, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
Dani, yeah, I wanted to mention real quick, and we've got John Bradley and then Linda Beck, but it's important that you know there's a difference between, and then Ted, you'll be after Linda. It's important that you know the difference between the 1 bureau and the 3 bureau. Frankly, I don't even talk about the 1 bureau because the differences between the 2, but the fact that the 3 bureau covers 15 devices and you don't have to worry about, you know, what you're loading and what's covering what is really huge. And the individual plan is, Dani, is that 5 or 3?
Say that again, babe. 3.
3. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. Okay. John Bradley.
Hey, good evening, everyone. John Bradley, Novi, Michigan background, public safety communication. Dani, this question goes out to you. You mentioned a minute ago that you and Tim did some credit counseling or repair. In all of the fire hose of information we've gotten in the last week, we certainly know that the new program is credit counseling, but someone mentioned the distinction that this is not credit repair. And actually what we do is better than credit repair, but I wasn't really clear why this is better than credit repair.
Yeah, so Jeff Bell doesn't like the word credit repair. And just like we didn't like the word prepaid legal, right? It just kind of has a bad connotation to it, reputation to it. So yes, our credit counseling is going to be huge. Now, as far as, you know, I know Alan is on here as well that does credit repair, and my husband did credit repair. Individuals, I can't speak for them as being that will be better, but we're definitely going to be very much better than these big companies out there like a Lexington Law or anything like that. Now, I do know Alan and my husband are very excited because they can add this credit counseling to their credit repair so that they can talk to these licensed advisors, that they can talk to an attorney that actually knows the letter of the law. Like Tim and Alan and all of them, they can look up the law, but they don't have attorneys looking up the law for them in their state. And that's what LegalShield has for us. And that's what's going to make us extremely different and better for our consumers. And just the fact that we're offering that along with everything else that we have, the Trend Micro, the will, the, you know, the other consultation and stuff like that, that's super powerful, you guys. I mean, I can't even put a price to this. This is like a $3,000 thing in my head that we're offering for $65 a month. So
Great,
does that answer your
thanks.
question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Absolutely.
John.
I had my husband on standby in case I needed him to jump
I
in.
think he was pitching some tips to you there. Linda Beck and then Ted Wilson.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I have a question. Steve and I were talking about this, and we have regarding the new associate and the $50 for becoming an associate. You said they have to be a new associate with the upgraded plans to get the $50. We have a current member that has the current legal plan, but is going to be getting the upgraded ID theft. If she upgrades that current legal plan, will she be eligible for the $50?
So, Leigh, do you know, I have the answer if you're good.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, so anybody that signs up, I mean, if they have an existing membership, you can still just go through your website and sign them up for both the legal and the ID plan and then the $50 agreement. And what corporate will do is they'll see that one, the LegalShield needs to obviously be upgraded to the new legal plan, but they'll also see that they already have a legal plan. So we've done this with a couple of people already. And yeah, it tagged it and it took an extra couple of days to process because of that, but absolutely just go straight through as if they're a brand new associate and corporate will flag it.
Okay. That's what we thought, but we wanted to bring it up, put it out there. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so just make sure, yeah, I mean, just click the business builder. It'll walk you through everything. And like I said, it'll flag it for them, and it may take a couple extra days to process, but it'll do it. Ted.
I think I'm unmuted. I was listening to the leadership show tonight, and they talked about those things right at the end of the leadership show. They talked about where to find them in the back office. That's number one. Number two, the small business has the cybersecurity for small business, but we with this new upgraded things, we get a semi small business. We don't get quite the protection, but it keeps the cybersecurity from being breached in an individual situation, according to what Jim Harkema said and Carlos Bird said on the mastermind call on Wednesday night. So it's sometimes you have to look at that and think about what it is for you. So that's one of the reasons I was going to call you tomorrow and ask you about some of the stuff, Dani.
Awesome. All right, Leigh, say what you said again earlier about one-stop shop.
Oh, that with these upgrades, that we are now the one-stop shop for your personal cybersecurity protection.
There you go, Ted.
Because you can get everything that you need. Yeah, for a personal.
Yes,
Be careful.
yes.
Yeah, be careful using the language small business, because you can confuse yourself.
I
and
mentioned
confuse
that
other
only
people.
because
Yeah,
of what we were talking about on Wednesday night, but
Yeah.
I know that's
Right.
personal. But
Yeah.
so many people want the same thing for personal. This is as close as you're going to get with that, and it does a really good job.
For sure.
Back to you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Do we have any other questions about the new services, the new compensation, and anything like that?
Danny, here's the book people were talking about.
Yes, I have a copy of it.
I know a
And
lot of you do.
I think it's still available through the online store, isn't it? Through the LegalShield online store.
Yes, it is still available on the JFA or LegalShield
Yeah, whatever we call it now.
store it is
Yeah.
now, whatever it's called now. Any
All
other
right.
questions?
Brenda.
I will say, I mean, I just started the book, and you can feel Mr. Stonecipher's passion. So it's a must read.
Awesome. Appreciate
That'll
it.
help your posture too, won't it, Dani?
Absolutely.
know,
I've read
that's-
it. I've read it a couple of times, but I'm definitely due for reading it again.
It'll
You
be
know, no-
great to read it prior to OKC.
Oh, there you go. That'd be awesome. So put it on your list and make sure you get it done before OKC. You know, we have something nobody else has. There's no competition. And I love the fact that with the new app, we've listened to our members and we've taken away the intimidation factor, because even attorneys are sometimes intimidated to call attorneys. Now, our members don't have to call the attorney. They schedule the appointment and the attorney calls them. So that's super important to remember too. Any other questions?
Looks like Alan's got his hand up.
Good evening, guys. Question, as far as for the credit counseling, does the client has to have ID Shield and LegalShield, okay? Or if they just have ID Shield, can they get the credit counseling?
They have to have both plans. That was very clearly stated in the at convention, and then in the flyers and everything that you read. They have to have both.
And
Okay.
Alan, it does have to be the upgraded
Yep,
plans.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of
Okay.
folks have the combo plans, but it does have to be the upgraded plans.
So in order for us as an associate now to try it out to see how the service works, we'd have to upgrade on both sides.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's just a simple click, Alan. And you can actually, guys, something to remember, you can do it through your back office. You just log into LS Engage, and there's a button right there that says upgrade US. If you're US, or I don't know if our Canadian friends are on or not, upgrade Canada. And then the other thing is that, you get those points if you've been an associate for at least 6 months. So it's not a huge kick, but it's a nice little bonus that you get credit for it.
And extra points.
Thank you.
And you get paid on it. Yeah. It's as earned, but you get paid on it.
Still.
Like,
All right,
hey.
any
guess
other
it's-
questions?
All right. Well, John, I don't know that we didn't prepare you for this, but do you have anything that you would like to add to everything that Leigh and I have chatted about?
You don't need to prepare me. I'm always prepared. And so first, I just want to comment on what a great job you did and what a great idea this was to do this, because I know you answered a couple of questions I've had. Hold on, I'm going to where I had my notes. And what I want to encourage everyone is, whether you attended last week or not, listen to the leadership show. Ted mentioned it was tonight, and it's also tomorrow, and it's ongoing. And then just read. We've been getting a lot of information from LegalShield, and then go to LS Engage on the various resources and act on this stuff. I put it in the chat, but definitely upgrade yourself. And if you're new and not within the 6 months, just get with your sponsor to help upgrade you, and so they get credit for it. And then I do want to put a big exclamation mark on what you guys talked about with the reboot. That's a big deal, and understand any associate who's come in this year and not qualified for one of the getting started bonuses can now qualify for those. And that's a big deal. So great job. Back to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John, for piping in there. Timur, I don't know if you're there. Do you have anything that you would like to add that we may not have gone over? He might not be available. Awesome. Leigh, do you have any last minute stuff that you
I
want
think
to
he's
have?
got barking chihuahuas in the background. He probably can't. No, no, I just want to encourage everybody. If you haven't visited LS Engage, they have made it a little bit easier to find things. I don't know about you guys, but I get really frustrated. They change the names of things, they move stuff around, but they have 2 categories right at the top of your resources for new in Phoenix and most used. And make sure you check those out, because guys, with this new compensation plan, the things that they've done for us, it's so much easier to understand and so much easier to share. So make sure you go check all of those out. I think, Dani, that's the main thing is don't hesitate to ask or go look. And I'm definitely going to watch those videos. Dani posted that on the Team Ascent Facebook group so that we can find that. So save that. You can save that post so you can go to it later too. Back to you, Dani.
Absolutely.
Dani.
Awesome. Yes.
Lee's comment caused me also to think about this. At the event, they introduced the new chief technology officer and his, I think, VP of that department. And, these guys are really moving fast, and they're doing great things, and they are making changes that maybe we don't even see happening because there's so much happening. But I got to tell you, there is an amazing ride ahead for everybody. But it's really important at a time like this to stay plugged in and stay current with, going to prospect and seeing what's on there. I mean, they've really shuffled the deck on that, and same thing with LS Engage. So it's just really important for us to be engaged and know what's going on here. Back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a chance to actually talk with both of them. After they had spoke on stage, they went back to the tables in the back of convention, and I totally geeked out with them, because I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to see some of this? Are we going to see some of this? And they're like, slow your horses, it's coming. But yet, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I was really excited. So, but that's just me. That's my background. I love that stuff. And, but it was really fun. But they are great guys. And what they are doing is they are listening to the field and what we're saying. And and what we're missing and what, you know, one of the things that they said was, you know, the emergency button not right on the front page has kind of put people off a little bit, and they're like, that's coming back. We're gonna get back on the front page for y'all. And you know, so there's different things. Just you got to be patient with them, because what they said, and I don't know if they said it to me directly or if they said it from stage, I can't remember, but is they had to completely rewrite this app. This is a brand new from the floor up app, right? So the other one was just trashed, and this is brand new. So be patient with them as they're going. They are doing the best they can. They're going as fast as they can. Along with doing the app, they're doing the website so that, you know, for a generation that doesn't use the phone as often, they can use the computer and the website and things like that. And it's a seamless experience. So no matter what you're on, it'll look the same. So, all right. Any last minute things, Leigh, before I do our little motivation?
We're ready for you.
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't have a coughing fit. I've had a cough all week, so this was good. But in the breakout this weekend, John Hoffman he was doing a breakout on objections. And one of the things that's just stuck out to me, and I want you guys to hear this one, because I probably heard it before, but the way he said it, it made everything. When people tell you no, it's because they don't KNOW. And you want to ask them, are you basing your decision on facts or false assumptions of what you know? Are you basing your decisions on facts or false assumptions of what you think you know? That hit home with me. So when people tell you no, it's because they don't KNOW. Steve, it's off to you to stop the recording and share a video. Thanks, everybody.